Good afternoon and welcome to Family Jewels.
Yeah, good afternoon. We're a little bit on the late side.
Yeah, we've been busy this morning, so our normal 10:45 range time that we normally start kind of went out the window.
2 hours late.
So we're here now, and we did skip last week because I was out sick, so we're back.
The technician, the producer was sick.
So, yeah, anyway, we're doing the show today. We're a little late, but it's okay because we're still going to do it. So, happy Pancake Day. And yes, we want to wish everybody a happy Pancake Day because today is International Pancake Day, which, if you don't know what that is, it's actually celebrating a Pancake Day race that occurs between Liberal, Kansas and Olney, England. And it's kind of a multi-day event, but we had a store previously in Liberal, Kansas, where we celebrated Pancake Day every year, and we still do the trays for them, so that's actually going on right now.
Yeah, and I'll bet it's cold here. I can just imagine what it's like there. But they had to, clean off the racetrack?
Yeah.
Because it's too icy?
Yeah, not fun. But anyway, go get you some pancakes today if you haven't already had some in celebration of International Pancake Day. And that's all we're going to say about that right
now. Okay. Sounds good.
So anyway, today we're actually going to be talking about Tiger Eye. And basically we're going to show you some pieces and talk a little bit about it. It's not one that we've covered in the past, so
we
kind of
maybe
a new one.
We kind of did a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, we
never
kind of skimmed over it when we were talking about some of the other quartzes.
Yeah.
But this is a type of quartz. This is basically kind of an aggregate quartz.
It's almost, to me, it always kind of reminded me almost kind of like petrified wood thing. Because it's a metamorphic rock, and I think to some degree the quartz is replacing another mineral, so it's kind of goes through this deal where the rock is already formed, and then they have this
mineral replacement.
Yeah, and it's because of compaction and heat and pressure that allows the quartz to come in and replace the original mineral.
Yeah. So this is actually a microcrystalline quartz.
And that's just kind of a rough side of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because depending on how you hold that, those bands change.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get it where there's some light on it. So let's see. Okay, so that side, now I change it to this way. Let's see, did I do it right?
Well, good afternoon, Julie and Mike. Thanks for watching. And yes, happy Pancake Day to you guys too.
And then this one's actually been sawn. Or sawed, what would it be?
Sawn?
Sawed.
Cut.
Yeah. our technician. And you can see there, this hasn't been polished, but what I did is I kind of coated it with a little water so you'd see what polish looked like.
Yeah.
And let's see, you can see how it changes. You got darker bands.
Yeah.
And if you turned it this way, they get lighter. It almost reverses them. So there's a little bit of, I'm going to say probably hawk's eye in here. It's got, there's on this side over here, you can see a little bit it's almost a bluish color.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what causes the blue.
I'm not sure. But the phenomenon is what we call chatoyancy. So it's actually where basically the fibrous structure of the rock, when the light casts on it, kind of gives it a shimmer effect, but along these lines.
What it's replacing is kind of a fibrous mineral to begin with. Yeah. So it's got everything laid parallel. It's got almost like a silky look to it or whatever.
Yeah. Which I would say most people have seen tiger's eye before.
This is cat's eye tiger eye, so you can see down there in the middle that it's got the little eye to it.
Yeah.
So what they did is they made a cabochon around that surface, and it focuses the light on those that fibrous
structure. Yeah. So it's cool stuff. It can occur in very large sizes. We've actually slabbed some of this out. So
yeah, this piece used to be quite a bit bigger.
As I move this, you can actually see that shine on there.
Yeah, and that's just rough.
Cool. Yeah,
that he showed you there.
Yeah, so
that was
this side you can really see it.
Yeah, it's really kind of cool. It's almost like almost like a wood grain.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of this stuff, especially you get the stuff that maybe it's changed directions a few times when it was formed. It does have more of what looks like a wood grain to it, and some of it, I've seen some big pieces that have almost what looks like a knot in it, like a wood knot in it. And so a lot of people do confuse this with petrified wood.
A wood knot.
Yeah,
a wood knot. That's funny, a wood knot. A wood knot if I could not.
Yeah, those are really hard to untie.
Yeah, really hard to tie.
They are, yeah.
This stuff can be carved in.
Yeah.
There's kind of another one that's a little bitty one. And this is the flat side. And then there's a little Roman soldier that's been carved into the front, which you can't see. Oh, you might be able to tell a little bit there.
Kind of tell, yeah. A lot of this stuff gets carved into beads. You'll see a lot of beaded necklaces. You see a lot of tabs, which is kind of like that one that you just showed you. And so a lot of this stuff, it looks a little bit more masculine. So really prominent in men's jewelry. You'll see signet rings every now and then made with these, where these are actually part of the top, and so you may see letters carved in them.
Cufflinks, I've seen cufflinks.
Cufflinks. A lot of times you'll actually see the stone actually drilled through, and then basically a rivet put in there, and have a different stone, maybe a diamond or a sapphire or something set in that. So it's pretty cool stuff. Fairly inexpensive.
I think this came from. I think the piece that we've got, I don't remember now if this is from Australia or from South Africa. It's one of the two.
This is actually all from the same piece. We've actually just started cutting this one up. So he's going to be making a ring out of it, which is pretty cool. So where the ring itself is made out of the tiger eye, not just the top of the stone, or it's not just set in there.
It's almost going to be reverse.
Yeah. There's going to be gold inlaid into the stone rather than the stone inlaid into the gold.
So once we do this, we'll
post some pictures of it.
We'll do another story on.
Yeah. What's kind of funny is, we've got this piece, and this has kind of been cleaved off and everything here to kind of break this down so we can have more manageable pieces. But I was actually looking through my GIA books, and we found a picture of what looked like what
the
this
original piece
was, which is kind of funny, because this was a fairly large piece. I mean, it still is, but we've kind of broken it up into a few more manageable chunks. But it was kind of funny to see this picture in here, and it's almost identical to the piece that we had. But yeah, what's really cool with this, and something that I was rereading here, so most of the stones that are out there that show this chatoyancy, or like these little kind of cat's eye things, have to be cabochoned or rounded over in order to display that. This is one of the few stones that actually displays the chatoyancy without needing to be
just rough
cabbed. Yeah. It can have it. You can actually show it on a flat surface, like you can see here. So this isn't just like, where I've got like lights sitting back behind the camera or something shining on there. This is actually just from movement. You can actually see that light kind of changes the color of the stone and actually kind of gives a shimmer.
Turn it the other way and see what happens. See, then you see that dark part in there, which. This is one. Well, it still does it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whenever you
it's changing the.
Yeah.
But you can see you've got some streaks in there that are maybe a little bit more blue or gray.
Yeah.
But stuff's pretty cool. You can cut it in a bunch of different ways. It's got good durability. So it works really well for men's rings. Something that's, normally going to get worn pretty hard. And so this holds up well. It's, like we said, it's fairly inexpensive. So, and it can occur in large sizes. So making, bigger statement rings and stuff with it is really viable. And because it's technically a phenomenal stone, because it has chatoyancy, makes it a little bit more unusual, kind of a fun piece. Unfortunately, it's almost always this one color. You can get dyed. They can actually dye this.
Well, and it'll
in
come
deep colors.
I mean, the hot
side is going to be a little kind of a bluish gray.
But it'll come that way naturally.
Yeah.
Because to some degree, I think I've got a little bit of...
those streaks that are in there.
Which I just really don't want.
Yeah. In this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the... Yeah, it is the tiger eye is commonly dyed in a wide variety of colors.
Yeah. Yeah. So the issue gets to be is some of those dye treatments aren't real color... They're not color fast or color safe. Basically, sometimes, depending on the dyes they use and the way that they did it, sometimes they can leach out a little bit, but most of the time they're pretty permanent. So it's just kind of a cool stone. You see it used in a bunch of different ways. I was hoping I had some more pictures in here of how it was used, but I don't know that I do. Really, the examples that we've got are probably going to be the most visible anyway, for us to show. But I mean, they do have one piece in here of a ring that's got tiger's eye set in the top of it, in a men's ring. So it's a pretty cool stone to use, especially if you're wanting to do, like maybe some carved pieces, like this little tab that's got the soldier carved in it. I mean, that's kind of cool because most of the time those ones that are carved, you don't have the chatoyancy or anything to it. You may have different colors in the layers, like you do with cameos, but with the intaglios and some of these like this that are in relief, you get that little bit of chatoyancy over the whole carved image is pretty cool.
Yeah, I got him upside down now. You can see part of him is that golden color and then the other is a dark brown.
Yeah. So Jack wants to know, is it chemical or heat to change the color? And it's actually, I guess it'd technically be chemical because they're actually using a dye. So they're actually using...
to get the other colors in.
Yeah. They're actually dyeing it with a pigment.
The hawk's eye, and probably should have done a little checking or whatever. I'm not sure what causes the blue because it's not a natural color even in quartz. You don't see much. The only blue quartz I knew of was synthetic, but the hawk's eye is kind of a bluish color. So I'm not sure what causes the hawk's eye.
Yeah, and they don't actually tell us in here either.
The only thing would maybe be is the original material may have been bluish. Because, there could have been, I was trying to think of the...
Take on some of the trace elements or something that were already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of this, some of these are heated a little bit to change the color, but for the most part, they're going to be dyed. There is some where maybe they're a little bit lighter, like a honey color, that's maybe more like the eye part of this one, where they're actually bleaching it, and they can lighten up the stone a little bit that way and get more of like that, like I'm saying, that kind of milk and honey color. I don't
think this is going to take much heat.
No, won't take a lot of heat. So whenever they do heat it, you can get maybe a little bit more of a reddish color, but for the most part, whenever they go to change the color of this, they want something vibrant, and so they dye it with an actual pigment. And actually, we got a picture of one. This is actually dyed tiger's eye here that's been dyed red, but you can get it in a wide variety of colors. I've seen it in green and yellow and orange and blue and red. I've even seen it in pink. So it's what they do is they actually would bleach it, and then
how do they bleach it? I don't see how they would bleach it.
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't do that kind of work, so
yeah, I'm not sure how they would do that.
Supposedly they'll bleach the stone, they lighten it, and then they can go back in and actually dye it. I don't know. Yeah, they throw it in the washer, with the sheets and the towels and on hot with some bleach, and it comes out nice and pretty. No, I
take that brown stain out.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good. Oh,
there's another one. This is one that's basically just polished. Oh, looky, I gotta get it to where I can see.
And then we've got one that's actually got stones set in it. So, like this, I'll show you the back. They basically put like a little rivet on here. And then on the front, you've got a little plate that has diamonds set in it. So you can actually carve across the stone and inlay some other stuff. So this one actually has white gold inlaid into the stone, and then diamonds set down in that white gold. So this is actually pretty common. You'll actually see this also done with onyxes and maybe some of the other microcrystalline quartzes that are out there.
It's a similar material.
Yeah. So, kind of cool stuff. If you guys
later on, whenever we get this ring done, we'll revisit this a little bit and show you what can actually be done.
Yeah. So if you guys have any more questions, or you guys would like to see this stuff in person, you can always stop by here at our store at Susann's Custom Jewelers. We are in the Town and Country Shopping Center at 4226 South Alameda, corner of Everhart and Alameda here in Corpus Christi. You can give us a call at 361-991-7565. You can always visit us online at susanns-jewelers.com, right here on Facebook, and be sure to like and follow our YouTube feed and click the little bell, and you can get notifications when we post new videos. And you can check out our awesome photos and stuff that we do on our Instagram feed. We'll be posting some photos of this stuff probably within the week or so, and you guys can see this stuff in a little bit better resolution, I guess.
We'll use a better camera.
Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas of what you would like to hear about in upcoming episodes, or suggestions of what you'd like us to talk about, please feel free to comment below or send us a message through Facebook, and we'd be glad to indulge that, as long as it's jewelry related. We don't want to get off on crazy tangents like
sometimes
we do sometimes. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Happy International Pancake Day, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye.